Yeah. Hey guys, Mark Vogt with VOGTLAND Outdoors. Freckles, say hi. Yeah. I got a new camera holder to put on my bow, and I'm headed here at Blackwell Forest Preserve Archery Range to go and give it a test. So I'm gonna walk you guys through the experience. I think it was like 20 bucks, but very impressive. I can't wait to try it out. So let's go check it out. But first, the intro. All right, we're opening up the back of the Jeep. Let's go take a look at what this thing looks like. This is it, guys. That's all there is to it. Here, let me get inside where we can see it a little bit better. So it bolts into one of those two holes, bolts onto the very front of the bow. You can either hold it like this and your phone's up and down, or you mount it like this and the phone's horizontal. And it fits right there. Wait, where? Right there. Right there. Now that, believe it or not, that's a 5/16 24 thread, meaning 5/16 of an inch in diameter, 24 threads per inch, or it's also called the M8, 8mm diameter, times 1mm pitch, which means 1 thread per millimeter. And for those of you that ran away from all of this when you were in school, there's 25mm per inch. So there's hardly a difference between saying 5/16 and 5/16 of an inch is 8mm tall. So 5/16 and 8 match up, and 24 threads per inch, plus or minus a little error, is 24 threads per inch is identical threads to 1 thread per millimeter. So the two match. So if you're ever stuck trying to bolt stuff onto your bow, if you're in a pinch, and you know your bow is tapped metric for M8 and you just can't find one, look for a 5/16 24, you'll do fine. Or if your bow happens to be tapped for SAE, for English units, you got 5/16 and in a pinch you cannot find one, can't find the right length, go look for the M8 1mm and you'll do just fine. Let's go set up over there and then bolt in. Right, this looks like a proper mess, but let's dig in and see what it is we've got. First of all, we got the holder. Get this out of the way. We've got the camera holder and we've got a bow. And we've got to bolt that on. And what I did, I wasn't sure how far these threads actually went in here, so I bought 2 different lengths. These are actually 5/16 24th pitch. So 5/16 inch diameter right there, 24 threads per inch, and 1/2 inch in length. And let's see how well this screws in. These are always those hard videos to do where you got to hold something with one hand, and yeah, that seems to be going in pretty good. It's going to go in all the way. So now we got to turn it out. I've actually got a little bronze. Let's see, I bought a bunch of stuff here. Those are my zip ties for my deer tags. Always get white, guys, don't get black. These are going to stay inside your bag. The deer are never going to see them. You're not going to spook them. But I swear to God, oftentimes when you get your deer, it's super early in the morning or it's really late at night. The light is fading, and if you make them black, if you use the black ones and you accidentally drop one when you're trying to put it on, it drops down into that grass and man, it's gone. You're not going to find it. So frustrating. Just get the white ones and be done. All right, what do we got here? Got a couple other parts. Always buy 1 or 2 extras because you never know if you're going to lose something. And I've got this little brass washer. Make sure you get a lock nut like this, something that's going to lock the metal against lock this metal against that boss, it's called, right there, those threads, so that it doesn't want to twist. Now I'm not gonna show you, putting this on, sliding this in, because I just don't have enough hands. So I'm gonna pause for a second and just screw all of that together, and then we're gonna take a look. Okay, now I got it set it up, and you can actually see we got the bolt going into the bronze washer, or the bronze lock washer to lock it in. I chose bronze so that it doesn't actually rot, or it doesn't corrode. Then it goes into the plate, and then it goes into the boss, the threaded boss that's into the cast magnesium alloy handle. So let's just go tighten that down with a wrench. Hold on. Okay, you guys are looking right out my bow. It's sitting right up above me right now. I'll have to show you what this looks like in a mirror. Actually, that's a good idea. I'm gonna go walk over to my Jeep. All right, so here I am using the reflection here to give you guys an idea of what it looks like. So you can see inside there that it's horizontal. Yeah, I think that that can work. The holder, you know, it has to adapt to a lot of different phone sizes and stuff. I thought it was going to be a little sturdier than it is, but I guess it's not bad. There's one piece of bushing, one piece of foam that I actually had to take off because I've got a really cool little clip on the back side of my phone. But I think this will work. We take a look. You can see what that's going to look like. Full draw. Yeah, let's go give it a try. Pause. But you guys are actually seeing what I see. Here's the deer. He's coming over. He's coming over. I'm seeing him walking in. I'm picking my range already. I've got my range picked in. I'm watching. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. He's turning sideways. I'm drawing back under my chin, looking down the left side of the string. Tip of the arrow on the target. Step 5, slow motion release. And there we go. You guys get to see the shot.
I was trying to time it.
All right, the deer's coming in. I'm already watching the trees over here. He's walking right past that 20-meter tree. He's coming in what looks like a 15. He's looking like a 15. Now he's looking like a 15. I'm getting ready. I'm drawing back so he doesn't see it. Looking down the left side of the string. Putting the tip of the arrow on the target. Ready, Jerry? 3, 2, 1, 0. We got a nice shot. I'm checking the camera out, and the camera bounced inside. The camera bounced inside the holder. Mark is not impressed. Let me adjust, and we'll take another shot.
I had the same issue.
Super disappointed with this Cupid. I'll be able to fix the problems with it, but it's got problems out of the box. Really disappointed, because those are what my shots look like. And yet every time I released, the bow jumps in your hand. There's a shock that goes through the holder, and it causes the top of the camera to tilt backwards like this. And it even turned off. How aggravating is that? Jeez. Let me go experiment around a little bit. Maybe I can, even in the field here, I can try to get it working. Be right back. Okay, here's field fix number 1. Originally, and I think this can work. Originally, this was facing straight back like this. In fact, if anything, it was actually tilted up a little bit. So every time the bow shot, the camera sitting in like this suddenly belted back. It bounced back like this and jerked. And this didn't have enough spring tension in the back to actually resist that motion. So I actually grabbed this in my hands. It's soft enough metal. I think it's aluminum and it's anodized. That I actually bent this down so that now you see, even naturally, this is going to want to resist the camera wanting to tip back. It's going to fight it. So let's go give it a try. Okay guys, here it is. Let me clamp a couple arrows inside my quiver so I don't have to keep going back to the table here. And let's go shoot a couple times and see if this crazy holder, see if my little field fix can actually get the job done. Same distance, 15 meters, same shot process. Step 1, choose your gap. The deer's coming, the deer's coming, the deer's coming. The deer's coming, the deer's coming, the deer's coming. Step 2, draw back under the chin. Step 3, look down the left side of the string. Step 4, tip the arrow right on that sweet spot. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. 5, small motion release, and that's a nice hit. Let's see what happened with the camera. Rock solid. The camera did not, the top did not flip backwards this time. We're on the right track here. Let's shoot 2 more arrows and then go look at the footage. I'm greatly encouraged by what I just did. I'm probably going to go back to Amazon and actually offer this up as a fix, because I'll bet there's going to be a lot of people that are disappointed. Plus, it was a great kill shot there. This is going to be really fun, taking this out into the out into the woods with you guys this year. All right, here goes. Step 1, choose your gap. Step 2, draw back under the chin. 3, look down the left side of the string. Step 4, tip of the arrow on that target. On that target, on that target. Step 5. Ooh, another nice shot. And the camera, perfect, perfect. Making sure it's still running. Yeah, looks good. Let's go shoot one more, and then we're gonna go look at those arrows. Knocking my arrow. Step 1, choose your gap. Step 2, draw back under your chin. Step 3, look down the left side of the string. Step 4, tip of the arrow on that target. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Step 5, small motion release. Camera, holding good. I'm super happy about that. Let's go take a look at these arrows. That last one was just a hair low, but the first 2 arrows were just fine. Yeah, that'll work. So what did we learn? For about 20 bucks, something like that, I got to go look the price up. The Cupid smartphone bow mount out of the box is disappointing. There's no two ways around it, guys. You guys at Cupid, springs on something that's shooting with this much shock, this much force, what are you thinking? There should be a screw that screws it down. Secondly, the way that the holder exists, it's a C shape with right angles right here. And even when you put, because there has to be a little clearance for this thing to slip, that C shape ends up widening like this when you put the phone in, which is the worst thing to do, because there's always going to be a tendency for the back of the phone to tip backwards. And now you're actually going the other direction. You're actually enhancing the likelihood that the phone's going to jump out. But if you bend the top down like this with very little pressure, I just did it with my hands, then the next time the bow shoots, the camera is going to be pushing against this surface and it's going to be resisting that tendency, and you end up being able to hold the phone on. That's it. This is Mark Vogt with VOGTLAND Outdoors. Go check this Cupid thing out. Know you're going to have to modify it even as you put it on the bow. You also learn 5/16/24 is virtually identical to M8 1mm. So if you're having trouble finding that to put it on your bow, now you know how to make the swap. And we'll see you out there. As I'm continuing my trailer hitch video of my cargo carrier, I put this stand up and suddenly I realized that is the ideal holder to put on my bow mount. So you're going to see me in an upcoming video actually take this off and mount it onto that camera mount, that bow camera mount, for what I think is the ideal combination. That can handle the shock of an arrow being fired out of a bow. So hang on to that. So I just finished assembling the rest of my version of a bow cam, and I'm super excited about it enough that I'm going back to Blackwell Forest Preserve to actually go and test it out and see how it does. One big deal. I'll describe it all in just a couple minutes. See you in a bit. Okay guys, you're actually sitting inside my bow right now like this, and the C-shaped holder that's squeezing on it, we'll go look at it in the reflection of the Jeep in a second, is actually going to push against the camera upon launch when I release.
Is this one of yours?
Yeah. Oh no, no, that's just a magnetic. You can buy those.
Did you lose any one of those?
I lose them all the time. Why? Did you find one?
I just found one at the trolley right there.
I thought you should have never told me. Now I know there's another one lost out there. Thanks a lot, Sai. Sai was telling me that. Sai was saying that he found one of my little magnetic connectors, my power connectors, and he unceremoniously tossed it into the bush. All right. Anyway, we're going to give this a try. The goal here, guys, is to see what happens on launch when we aim and actually shoot an arrow. One of two things is going to happen. One of two things is going to happen. Mounting the whole holder, the camera holder, like this, either works or it doesn't. If it does work, it's going to push against the camera on launch and still hold on to it. If it doesn't work, I just take the entire apparatus, we flip it around and we mount it on the back side, and then that should work too. So either way, we're going to find out which way works. And we're seeing if you guys can actually see, the tip of the arrow as I shoot. So here goes. Step one. Clear. But we're We're in a different lane. We don't have to call clear. Step 1, choose your gap. Step 2, draw back under the chin. Step 3, look down the left side of the string. Step 4, put the tip of the arrow right on the target. Lower left quadrant. Step 5, small motion release. Taking a look at the camera, looks like it held on just perfect. There's vibration. That's what always happens with all of these designs that are cantilevered beams. We'll have to look at the footage and see if it turns out to be okay or not. Let's continue. Let's shoot 2 more. When you see the camera turn, guys, it's because I'm actually knocking my bow. Step 1, choose your gap. Step 2, I'm shooting through the foliage now because that's real life. Step 2, draw back under the chin. Step 3, look down the left-hand side of the string. Step 4, put the tip of the arrow on the target. Step 5, small motion release. And again, the camera holder is doing a great job of holding. It remains to be seen if it's going to be a lot of vibration or not. We'll only know when I go back to the Jeep and play the footage back. Let's shoot 1/3 one. Step 1, choose your gap. Step 2, draw back under the chin. Step 3, look down the left side of the string. Step 4, tip of the arrow on the target. Step 5, small motion release. Shot a little low there. Let's go take a look. Clear?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm going to leave it in the bow. First shot looks good. The other 2 shot just a little bit low. No problem. I wasn't paying attention. Let's go and pull these arrows and go shoot one more time. That worked out pretty good. Like I said, there's vibration here. I tried to make my arm stick out a little bit further than the other designs I've seen, thinking that that was a good idea to get it out from my hand. In retrospect, you are creating just another beam that can vibrate. So we're going to have to figure out a way to dampen it if that's what I'm going to do. Let's shoot again. Knock in the arrow. So this is what we're getting rid of that wasn't so cool. And here's my version. This is the right kind of bow holder. See the screw-on knob right there, guys? That is clamping force. And contrary to this other design, which holds the wrong way, because what happens is the bow, when you release a string, the bow jumps forward like that. So if there's a phone trapped inside here, this thing's literally trying to tear itself away from the phone, leaving the phone in place. How stupid is that? With this adaptation, with what I've created, along with this attachment, instead, the phone is right here, and when the bow jumps forward, it still hangs on. It still hangs on to the phone, nice and solid. So we're going to go give this a try one more time at the range now that I emptied my phone out and I can go and record it. I'm also going to do one other thing. I'm going to bend this up ever so slightly, like that, so that I get a better view of the arrow as it goes. Should be very cool. Ha! Oh, this is Mark Vogt with VOGTLAND Outdoors. Let's go try out my new bow cam. See ya, or see you out there. Hey guys, we're looking at my bow camera mount inside, with holding my camera even inside my original vinyl case. We're going to use the door to my Jeep for you to see what it looks like, so you get an idea that actually it's pretty well set up. Yeah, you guys can see that. What's cool is I can see right through here too. I can see exactly what's inside the viewfinder. I've got it tipped up a little bit, so we should also be able to see the arrows when I knock. Let's see what this looks like. So there's a knocked arrow. And yeah, this time the way that it's positioned, you're actually seeing the point of the arrow, and even at full draw, it should still show up. And I've got about this much clearance between the top of my camera holder and the bottom of the arrow, the surface of the arrow. So it shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be a problem to string walk with that or anything, because the arrow's knocking point doesn't actually change. The difference between this thing we call a gap is the difference between the permanent knocking point of the arrow and the drawing point where your index finger is on the string. So my finger is going to move, but not the knocking point of the arrow, which means that gap between the arrow and the top of the camera holder should actually be perfectly steady and stable. Let me pause and let's go shoot. Okay, there's my quarry, guys, sitting right out there. And I'm knocking my arrow. Looks pretty good. Step 1, 5-step VOGTLAND shooting method. Step 1, choose your gap. Step 2, draw back under your chin. Step 3, look down the left side of the string. Step 4, it'll be interesting to see if you can see that tip of the arrow still. Step 4, put the tip of the arrow right on the target. Step 5, small motion release. Shot a little low, but I'm checking to see. Camera's holding on really well inside the holder. I'm so pleased about that. Even the vibration that I see physically, that the whole bar is jumping up and down like this, does not seem to affect the camera, because the camera's got some built-in vibration damping, software based. Let's take another couple shots. Step 1, choose your gap. Step 2, draw back under your chin. Step 3, look down the left side of the string. Step 4, put the tip of the arrow on the target. We're looking for the lower left quadrant, lower left quadrant. Step 5, small motion release. Like that one better? Still talking too much. Let me try to be quiet when I shoot this one. And then we're going to walk the whole bow with the camera down in and see how we're doing. Step 1, choose your gap. We're watching the deer. He's coming from over here, from over here, from over here, from over here. Step 2, draw back under the chin. Step 3, look down the left side of the string. Step 4, put the tip of the arrow right on the target and hold it. We're watching, we're waiting for the shot, waiting for the shot, waiting for the shot. Step 5. Very nice. Let's go take a peek. The camera is a little bit further out with mine too, so it's easier to get my hand in there. And not bad. 2 good shots and one that was just a little tad low. Let me pause and we're going to go shoot one more time. Okay, here we go again. Second round. Shifting position just a little bit. So we're shooting a couple yards further away, but now it looks like it's a quartering away deer. Step 1, choose your gap. Step 2, draw back under your chin. Well, gotta adjust the camera a little bit. It rotated. Hold on. There, that's better. Step 1, choose your gap. Step 2, draw back under your chin. Step 3, look down the left side of the string. Step 4, put the tip of the arrow right on the target. We're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting. Step 5, small motion release. Let's go try that again. This time I'm going to try to shoot through a little bit of that foliage. This is working out really well. Step 1, choose your gap. Here he is. He's down inside these woods and he's walking through. He's coming into a clearing and I'm waiting for him. Step 2, draw back under your chin. Step 3, look down the left side of the string. Step 4, tip the arrow right on the target. Looking for that sweet spot. Step 5, perfect shot. Let's rotate this a little bit again. Very nice shot. We like that one. Last shot, testing this out. Here he comes. I'm marking all the trees. I see he's at 15 there, and he's walking right towards the other 15-meter tree. So I'm already going down to my 20-meter gap. I'm already shifting a little bit so that I'm at the 15-meter mark. Actually, guys, it's about 19 meters there. So we're going to go to 20 and then just adjust a little bit. Choosing my gap, he's starting to come out. Step 2, draw back under the chin. Step 3, look down the left edge of the string. Step 4, put the tip of the arrow right on that target, the lower left quadrant. Step 5, small motion release. Talking too much, I pulled that shot, but let's go take a peek. And I'm still trying to figure out if there's any adjustments I want to do with the camera, like folding it out a little bit farther, shifting it out, but got some nice shots right there. No problem, going home with the deer. More importantly, this particular bow, this particular bow cam holder actually does really well. Maybe I'm gonna have to patent it. Anyway, hope you guys like this. I'm gonna include a couple of pictures of what the whole thing looks like and where I got the part that does the holding. I'm just gonna leave it on my YouTube site, so I guess technically it's publicly available, but if I make it to the provisional patent step before anybody else, okay, I may as well go patent this too. This is Mark Vogt with VOGTLAND Outdoors. We'll see you out there. All right, I'm still here because I'm going to actually try out a couple of different distances this time. So we're going to still shoot. Still going to shoot one at about 15 meters. Here we go. Step 1, choose your gap. Step 2, draw back under the chin. Step 3, look down the left edge of the string for a rear peep sight. Step 4, use the tip of your arrow and put the tip of your arrow right smack on the target for a front sight. Step 5, make a small motion of release as you possibly can. That one looks pretty good. Let's go aim at that orange one out there. That orange one looks like it's actually getting close to 30 meters from here. So, step 1 over there, choose your gap. Step 2, draw back under the chin. Step 3, look down the left side of the string. Step 4, put the tip of the arrow right on that black spot on that white paper. Step 5, small motion release. The camera's rotating a little bit. I got to go tighten it in, so it's wanting to rotate when I shoot, like it's coming loose a little bit. And I guess I didn't tighten the bronze washers down enough. Let me shoot at the bag, and then I'm going to go get a wrench. That bag is about the same distance as where my deer was, so we're going to aim for that big red. Whoop. We're going to aim for that big red letter I on the bag there. Step 1, choose your gap. Step 2, draw back under the chin. Step 3, down the left edge of the string. Step 4, put the tip of the arrow right smack in that eye. Step 5, small motion release, and that one looks pretty good. Let's go take a look at all of these. Then I'll go and actually tighten this up, and we'll try one more time. And I got to test out my bow cam holder, and it passed with flying colors. So there's another thing I got to try to patent, or just go search. Chances are it's already been patented, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But here's what it looks like again, guys. Just looking at the reflection here. And actually, you could just see out of the corner of the camera right there. That actually did a really good job of holding. The fact that it's tipped up ever so slightly gave me a great view of the arrows as I was shooting. So I'm super happy about that. Anyway, that's it for today's video. I got some other stuff I got to do, like buy a new welder and stuff like that. It's Mark Vogt with VOGTLAND Outdoors. We'll see you out there. Cut.